My name is Monica, and today I'm here with the one and only
Kathy Trithardt.
Yay, we're doing a collaboration!
Yes!
We thought we would get together because we live like really close to one another.
We live like a block away from each other and just didn't know this.
And talk about women in nerd culture.
Yay! We're nerds!
And women! Light that hat on you.
Try not to steal it when you leave.
Okay. So, before we begin, if you'll notice, my hair is looking on point today. And that's because we're both part of a really awesome group that's called Women Creators on YouTube, which Kathy invited me to. Both participate in something called the hashtag FemTube chat that happens on Twitter. And we're part of a group that tries to highlight the work of women on YouTube. So I saw this hair tutorial from XX Sophie with 3 E's XX. Her channel, so I thought I would highlight that lovely YouTuber today. So yeah, we're just gonna chat about being women and nerds and stuff.
Should we talk
My sock's
about...
coming.
Okay. Let's talk about cons.
Cons.
Yeah.
Cool. So what cons have you been to, Kathy?
So the only cons I've been to so far are Geek Girl Con 2014-2015 down in Seattle, and then VidCon 2015 down in Anaheim.
And I've mostly been to Fan Expo, which happens in Vancouver, and then a smaller university con called Tsukino Con. What has been your general experience of cons?
My general experience has been a pretty positive one, and I guess that's probably based on the cons that I've actually gone to. I mean, Geek Girl Con does center around women who happen to be geeks, and it is really inclusive in that it's not just a con for women. Anyone can come, kids, parents, everybody, men, yes, you're allowed to come, it's totally fine.
Come to the con!
Come to the con! It's been centered around, there's tons of different things to do. I usually try to go to as many panels as absolutely possible, because I love to learn. And there's artists, there's a whole artist alley, there's different people with their different nerd-inspired books, jewelry, socks, everything under the sun, which is just amazing. And they have great people talking on tons of topics, from the gendering of AI characters, and this was before BB-8 was even a consideration. BB-8. So yeah, that's obviously a very inclusive space, and then VidCon is also a super inclusive space.
Super jealous.
Going again this year as a creator. So excited.
Yay! That's so exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And that, yeah, they try as hard as absolutely possible to be inclusive. Even Hank Green came to the volunteer party afterwards and then just asked everybody, do you have any notes for next year? How can we make this even better next year? And actually sat there with his phone, typing the notes into his notepad as we were well, this thing happened, maybe consider doing this differently. So yeah, they're always looking for feedback, and that's one of the best things about cons like that, is they look for feedback, they try to keep it more inclusive, keep it getting better and better after every year.
With the cons that I've gone to, I really want to go to VidCon at some point, when money allows. But what I've noticed about Fan Expo in Vancouver is that it's really awesome. It's super diverse. There's so many people that come out, and lots of people that will do cosplay. But I've noticed as of the past 2 years or whatever, that there's a lot of heteronormativity really ingrained in some of the culture, which is really interesting. Travis and I, we went as Anna and Elsa.
Yeah, you guys were adorable.
Pictures here.
Yeah.
And it was the funniest and most awesome cosplay that we've done. It wasn't super legit or anything,
yeah.
But it was super cute. But what we noticed a lot was that we would walk around and we had so many people come up to us and be oh, great cosplays, but why didn't you do Rapunzel and Flynn Rider? Wouldn't that have been easier? At least 2 or 3 comments like that by other women. We were just sort of taken aback, didn't think this happened at cons.
Yeah, the last day of VidCon, because the only time I've done cosplay was the last day of VidCon. I brought my my Codex costume, mostly because Felicia Day was there, and I was hoping to get a chance to meet her, but that just didn't pan out, which was totally fine.
Dread.
Yeah, it happens. But I was I'm gonna wear this cosplay anyway, because I actually bothered to bring it all the way to California with me. I'm gonna do it. And it was a weird, different contrast, because it's not really a con at which people have done a lot of cosplay so far. So you'll see the occasional nerdy thing walking around, people with Doctor Who scarves or whatever. But it's really, really hot, but I was like, I'm gonna wear this anyway, and it was weird going from just one of the people who was just wandering around the floor, kind of just one of 20,000 people, to somebody that I just got a bunch of comments being like, you're beautiful, or people like yelling but not doing it in a creepy way, but also it's a little bit creepy. You could just like come have a conversation with me. And some people did that too, which was great. They came up and like, I totally understand where that costume is from and that's amazing, and that type of thing. So it was a weird contrast to going from jeans and t-shirt girl to girl that's wearing cosplay piece.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Although Hank did actually, one of the best parts about wearing that is because I was wearing it the last day and because I hung out with Hank a little bit the last day. He was like, thank you for wearing cosplay at my con. Actually, can I take a picture of you and send it to Felicia? I'm like, yes, you can. So took a picture of me, texted it to Felicia Day, kind of made my day. Thank you, Hank.
Wow. My story's pale in comparison to that one, folks. Oh yeah, I guess the last thing that I'll say about cosplay is that I think it's kind of come into the consciousness over the past couple years that, again, the message of like, consent does not equal cosplay, or cosplay does not equal consent.
Yeah.
Which is, an interesting thing to see that actually play out in the world.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So like, there will definitely be people who are like, oh, can I please take a picture of you? And if you're consenting, that's awesome, or whatever. But there are also the people that will like shout out things. Like, again, when we were on an Elsa, be like, oh look, it's Anna and Elsa, and like be kind of annoying about it. Thankfully I didn't know like catcalls or anything, which is always really awkward when you're in costume, because like you don't have really the power to do anything about it. But just like that idea of reinforcing every time you get into a particular outfit that it doesn't mean that anyone can touch you. It's like, no.
It's like being a geek.
Yeah, it's just...
It's an armrest now. Sure. Yeah, I'm very fortunate in that the cons I've chosen to go to have been really inclusive and really positive spaces, so that's good.
Yeah, we should go to a con. Yeah.
Come to Geek Con, the next one.
Fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's always in October. It's like our Thanksgiving weekend, but their Columbus Day, which is now Indigenous Peoples Day, which is great.
So now let's talk a little bit about like our fandoms that we really enjoy. There's a lot. Kathy, what are your like favorite fandoms? Maybe if you could pick, this is gonna be hard. If you could pick like your top 3 maybe.
I'm going to say Welcome to Night Vale. I really love that podcast. I really love the novel. I actually, from the library today, just got the novel in audiobook format, so now that I've read it, I can listen to it and Cecil Baldwin's amazing and other people's voices. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm excited that they're coming out with a new podcast. One of the people that's in Welcome to Night Vale as a voice, they're doing like a 10-episode podcast with her as the main character, and I'm just super excited for that. So everything Night Vale presents, I'm super excited by. I'm going to do a broad generalization of musicals.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a nice broad one.
Yeah, it is a very broad one, because obviously you'll have very different types of musicals depending on what you're doing. It's on the wall.
There's one.
Yeah, Wicked's on the wall. Oh yeah, Sweeney Todd's on the wall too.
Right there too.
I went to see Sweeney Todd in like a theater production of it in Dublin 6 months before the movie came out. So I felt, and in the program it was like, and in 6 months this is coming out as a movie starring Johnny Depp, and I was like, yay! Saying fiction is super, super broad, but it's also what I really, really want to say. I've always been a huge fan of fiction, be it written or television or anything like that. So that's not really a fandom all to its own.
It's still like a genre. Well, and you're a writer, so it makes sense. Right? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave out Firefly, because Firefly is a given. Number 1 right now, Star Wars. I did my last video on Star Wars. I am wearing Star Wars leggings. I just love Star Wars, and I always have since I was younger. That was my mom's favorite series. What's funny about Star Wars now is that when I was younger and watching it, I didn't understand the forms of government. So I didn't understand what they meant by empire. I didn't understand what they meant by the republic. I didn't get that. So now, like, watching it as older adult, I'm understanding the government side of the story, which I'm all just like, I mean, that and my first crush in my life was Luke Skywalker. Second one, anything Disney, which is like complex as a feminist because there are so many things that are wrong with Disney and things that are ingrained, as I've talked about in one of my older videos, that Disney is like full of fucked up shit.
Subscribe to Princess and the Scrivener.
Yes.
You guys are amazing. I watch all of your videos.
Okay, shout out to those two. Whee! I like even this backpack. All white princesses.
Yeah.
Why? But I love Disney. I love doing Disney cosplays. I recently did Merida, Elsa. I have an Anna cosplay. So like, it's a big part of my childhood, and I just love them. I'd say the third thing for right now is anything Marvel. I love me some Avengers. I love me some Jessica Jones, which we'll be talking about in the other video.
Yeah.
My next cosplay, which I don't think I've told you about yet, is Peggy Carter. I think if anything of Marvel that you should check out right now, it's either Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which has amazing Asian representation, or Agent Carter. Now we're going to talk about, the lovely place we call the internet.
Like everything in life, it's complex.
Like everything in life, it's complex.
Start selling posters.
Obviously, we are both participants in the internet. The internet is a big space, and it's a lovely space, but it's also a problematic as hell space. So we're just going to talk about kind of our experiences as women and being nerdy women or geek women on the internet. So what's been your experience?
Well, one of the many reasons why I didn't even start on YouTube up until last November is when I actually started making and posting videos for YouTube is I knew that being a woman on the internet with opinions is scary because you will get yelled at about them. Yeah. So that was one of the many reasons why I kind of put it off, and I was like, no, like this is just a thing that I want to do, but maybe I'll find something different to do with my time later and I'll forget about this idea. And I kept coming back to it. I'm like, no, I really do want to take part in this art form. So I haven't had that many comments directly on my channel yet. Mind you, I have 50 subscribers, so once I get a few more, I'm sure I'll start getting some comments that are unfortunate. But I do, now that I'm more active as a creator on YouTube, I've started commenting on other people's channels more often, and I'll especially do that if I see something problematic in what they're saying. I will try to let them know about it, and I do it in a level-headed way. I'm not yelling at people and being like, hey, stop doing this thing because you suck as a human. Like, that's not productive at all.
On the topic of like comments and commenting, which I haven't really talked about on my channel a lot. If it's harassment, I don't engage. That's not something I'll ever do with you, so if you want to leave some harassment on my channel, bye! But it's interesting that I find that I don't comment on videos unless I really like the person and like the content. Like, I won't do any calling out of people on YouTube. Like, if I see a problematic video, because they're everywhere, and because I have so much hate directed towards my channel, I don't comment generally.
I can understand that, because if you're already getting a bunch of hate, you don't want any more.
Yeah.
Like, why would you? Whereas I haven't gotten any hate yet, so I'm like, just so you know, what you're saying is problematic because of this. Yeah, and that is the sad thing, because I anticipate it. It's gonna happen.
Definitely, when you're a woman on the internet, your opinion has to be so perfect and never like nuanced or complex, which doesn't make sense with intersectionality.
It doesn't work
at all
for me.
And I think the funniest thing is that the biggest argument that a lot of like MRAs and trolls on the internet will have, it's like, wow, your stuff was really contradictory. Like, look at you go, you're contradicting yourself. It's like, well, life is contradictory, and me as like a white passing person, I'm not gonna have the same lived experiences as a black woman or as a queer woman, for instance. Like, things are gonna be different, and so what I say might be contradictory to other people's experiences.
It's almost like not all women are the same person.
What? I thought that we were just bodies to be used by other people. This is good. This is bad. How do you feel as a femme YouTuber? Because we're both really new.
Yeah, we're both super new. I'm so far really enjoying it because I'm not making it for the imagined public so much as just making it as a way to get my ideas out there, and then if it starts a conversation, that's great. It's the most fun thing in the world when that starts a conversation with somebody who I wouldn't have met otherwise. Mm-hmm. And I really love that there our support systems, like the women creators on YouTube page that we're both a part of, and all of that type of thing, so that we can come together and just figure out where we fit. Because like the whole conversation about genre the other day on FemTube chat,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have one, I don't know where I fit, and then Rowan threw up that tag of hers, and I was like, I fit into that thing, that's a thing I fit into, and it's because it's two different things together, Venn diagramming, where I'm like, yeah, I do meet in those intersections, it's wonderful. It's the last video I did, it's the geeky social issues community tag.
Yes, because I'm gonna be doing that one next.
Yeah.
Just to speak on the support systems there, I just do this for me, and I do this for like my peers, and now I do this for Kathy.
I'm one of her peers.
Yay! Now, like, so there was a long time that I didn't feel like I was part of any community, and I would reach out to other YouTubers, and I like wouldn't hear anything back because I'm a pretty insignificant speck in the realm of the internet. But now that there's this page, and now that like we're both doing videos and we know each other, and people have started to watch these videos and think critically about things, that's when, well, yes, A, the influx of hate comes in, and B, just having that web of people that we can watch and that we can be critical with, and we'll support one another. Talking to people like Kat Blaque, whose shirt I bought!
Yeah.
Nice segue, Monica. Like, I've been in touch with Kat Blaque now, and MarinaShutUp, that's her channel name, and Justin Dennis, she's amazing. My, like, top YouTubers that I watch, actually getting to speak with them, and now that I know so many more people in our community, like Princess and Scrivener and Rowan Ellis, it's just amazing that we're all here and we're all not all facing the same things, because
Intersectionality!
I suppose in closing, maybe we'll just put forth some YouTubers that we have really liked. I've already talked about Sophie, who taught me how to do my braids, and talked about Kat Blaque. Who are you watching right now that you think is really awesome?
Oh goodness. Rowan Ellis, absolutely love her work. I really also enjoy Amelia Ace is the channel name. She does all videos about asexuality and aromanticism, which is just super cool, and she's just a great human from what I can understand. I think that's good for now, and I think that if this was an enjoyable thing, we should do a part 2 at some point.
Yeah. So yeah, we are doing a collaboration today, which means this is a video for my channel, and we're doing a different video for Kathy's channel.
Yay! It's going to be the first in the series. It's called Come Drink With Me, and the premise is that we get together, have some beverages, and talk about a mutually decided on topic.
If you liked some of the conversations that we're having today, make sure A, to subscribe, B, to give a thumbs up, and C, if you want to see us answer any other questions about being nerdy girls, being geek girls, then let us know in the comments down below. If you like, you can subscribe and go there and da-da-da-da. Never thought that would turn into a thing. Kathy, who run the world?
Nerd girls!
Who run the world? Nerd girls.
Yay!